Hola chicos, Profesor Street aquí con otro video. Este es sobre la gramática, capítulo número 3, paso número 3, el verbo gustar. Coming to you from chapter 3, paso 3, número 3, the verb gustar. I really enjoy teaching about this theme, or I could say in Spanish, me gusta mucho enseñar sobre este tema. Why, you may ask? Because this is the first phrase that beginning Spanish students see that languages are not literal. It's expressional. This is a big concept to get. If you can get this concept that languages are not literal, they're expressional, you can begin to create with the language to the effect, which is what we're always supposed to do, not literally saying the words. A lot of times in the beginning it does match up literally, like mi nombre es Matthew, but that's just some coincidental stuff. But language is expressional, and this is a great phrase to demonstrate that. So vamos a empezar. So we have el verbo gustar. Remember, this is in the ebook, chapter 3. Just use the table of contents. Look at our conversation. Gloria y Martín. Looks like she's spinning or dancing probably. So Gloria dice, ¿Te gustan las fiestas, Martín? Sí, me gustan, pero no me gusta bailar. ¿Y a ti? A mí me gusta mucho bailar. Bailo como un trompo. So does Martin like parties? Of course, he says me gustan. What do we think gustan refers to? Parties, right? Who likes to dance? Gloria, right? Gloria says, a mí me gusta mucho bailar, right? What two verb forms does Martin use to talk about what he likes, right? So Martin says, what two verb forms does Martin use to talk about what he likes? So he says me gustan, right? So the conjugated form, and then he says no me gusta bailar. So he doesn't like to dance, right? What little word expresses the notion that I like something? Of course, me gusta. So the verb gustar is used to express what somebody does or does not like. Here's the expressional part. The literal meaning of this verb is to be pleasing. So if we have the sentence, ¿Te gusta la bachata? Literally it says, is bachata pleasing to you? Here's the big difference. In English, the subject does the action of liking something, some idea, some person, some object, some concept, and the thing that's being liked is the object, right? In Spanish, it's reversed, right? The thing that is doing the pleasing is doing the action, and the people that like it are receiving pleasure from it, right? This is the big difference where it's literal doesn't match up with expressional, right? So, por ejemplo, me gustan mucho los Nike Air Max, right? So the Nike Air Max are doing the action of pleasing me, right? So it's not subject, verb, object anymore, right? This is a big change, right? So you really got to think about this. Don't look at it and say, oh, I got this. You really got to think about it. The verb gustar, the thing that you like, is the subject of the sentence. The subject of the sentence is generally placed after the verb with these sorts of expressions, right? The syntax is reversed, right? Me gusta la música. The music's doing the action of pleasing me, right? In English, it would be I, the subject, do an action of liking music, right? But in Spanish, la música gusta me, right? But me gusta la música, right? So we'll see something different on our verb chart here. I want to see if you guys can pick it out without me telling you explicitly. So we have me gustar, me gustan, te gustar, gustan, le gustar, gustan, le gusta, gustan, nos gusta, or nos gustan, os gusta, les gusta, etc., right? What do we see here that we have not seen in the verb categories all semester? Right, we see me, te, le, and all that stuff, and we also only see these forms in third person singular, gusta, and third person plural, gustan. These verbs will only appear in these two structures, so it will never be Yo me gusta, me gusto, or nos gustamos, or me gustas, etc., right? It will never be that. It's either only going to be gusta or gustan, right? Okay, vamos a seguir. Let us continue. Okay, the verb gustar, the thing that you like, is the subject of the sentence, right? It's usually placed after the verb, right? There are two forms of the verb commonly used, gusta and gustan. We use gusta when the subject is a singular noun or an infinitive or a series of infinitives, right? So, por ejemplo, me gusta la fiesta. That's easy. Fiesta is the subject. It's a noun. The party is pleasing to me, right? Here's where it gets a little tricky. Me gusta bailar. So what's the subject of this sentence, right? People have written whole dissertations about this concept. So what's the subject of the sentence, I like to dance? So it's wrapped in with the verb. Dancing is pleasing to me, right? So me gusta bailar. Me gusta bailar y hablar con amigos, right? Dancing and speaking with my friends is pleasing to me. So with infinitives, verb structures, it's always singular, right? The form gustan is when we have plural nouns or a series of nouns. Me gustan mis regalos. I like my gifts. Me gustan el rap y salsa. Two different things, right? So instead of using yo, tú, él, ella, usted, right? We use the indefinite object pronouns, right? Me, te, le, nos, os, les, in front of gusta. To make the sentence negative, we just add no, right? So, nos gusta esta barbacoa. We like the barbecue. The barbecue is pleasing to us. No nos gusta el pastel. We don't like the cake. So remember, let's review. Remember, say these concepts aloud. How do we form the verbs, right? What's peculiar about it? Well, it's only going to come in the gusta or gustan form, and instead of yo, tú, él, ella, usted, we use me, te, le, nos, os, les, right? So these are things we got to continue to review. Okay, so gustar, number 5. To name specific people, follow these patterns, right? This is where it gets a little tricky. For one person, we need the a personal. Always the a personal in Spanish. I'll explain why in a second. The name or the noun, le gusta or gustan. So, a Martín le gustan las fiestas sorpresa, right? So, Martin likes surprise parties, right? This a personal is super important because it tells us whatever follows it is going to be a person or an animal or refer to a group of people. It's not the subject, right? The word order in Spanish can be moved around so much that this is a grammatic device, right? It doesn't translate to English. A Martín le gustan las fiestas de sorpresa, right? For more than one person, a plus the names les gusta, right? So we need it for everyone. A Rosa y a Lorenzo les gusta bailar. Dancing is pleasing to both Rosa y a Lorenzo, right? So with le and les, we may need it because we don't know who the le and les could be referring to, because it could be él, ella, usted, ellos, ellas, ustedes, right? So in Spanish, we emphasize if we want to say like, a mí me gusta mucho el PS5, right? So I'm adding clarification and emphasis, right? A ti te gustan las películas de Almodóvar, etc., right? So we need it with all of the subjects to add emphasis, right? It's only really needed if we're doing le or les, right? Very good, chicos. Okay. So here are some things that I tell my students at the University of Virginia. Remember, let's review. You're only going to see gustar in 2 forms, right? In 3 different situations. Singular, me gusta el restaurante. Since restaurant is the subject, we must have the definite article the. The restaurant is pleasing to me. So that's the subject, right? We will always also see it in the plural form with nouns. Me gustan los tacos. The tacos are doing the action of pleasing me, right? So that's another form, singular or plural. And we'll also see it with verb structures or a series of verb structures in the infinitive. Me gusta cocinar la comida. Cooking the food, that's the subject, is pleasing to me, right? So we'll see it in 3 different scenarios, but only 2 verb forms, third person singular and third person plural. Very good, chicos. We should always include the definite article with nouns because it's the subject of the sentence, even though it's not first. The me, the a mí, the a Carlos is not the subject, right? And remember, a personal, the a mí, a ti, etc. Due to the flexibility of Spanish syntax, the word order, the a personal is used to identify objective nouns and pronouns. So we know that whatever follows the a personal is not the subject. Okay, let's look at this context, right? Mis amigos, number one. Mis amigos, Carlos, Juani, Bene, y yo comemos en restaurantes. A mí me gusta ir a los restaurantes tailandeses. A Juan es vegetariano y no le gusta carne. Los otros son diferentes. A Benny le encanta la comida italiana y a Carlos le encanta la comida china. So encanta means to love, to more than like, to love, right? Okay, so ¿quién le gusta la comida italiana? So what do we have? In number 2, it says, los otros son diferentes. A Benny le encanta la comida italiana, right? So a Benny, right? A Benny le gusta la comida italiana. ¿Quién le gusta la comida china? A Carlos le gusta la comida china. See, the a here is the a in the name is important because the le could refer to a wide variety of people. As you continue to advance in Spanish, you'll see there are more verbs like encantar that work just like gustar. So getting a handle on gustar now can only help you later. Some of these other verbs are encantar, to love, apetecer, to be appeasing or appetizing, importar, to matter, interesar, to be interested in, parecer, to seem or appear, y dar asco, to disgust, to not like. Okay, muy bien, chicos. Vamos. Una práctica más, right? Oh, here's a couple more sentences. Mis amigos son inteligentes. A ellos les interesa la química, right? So that's one with interesar. My friends are very intelligent. They are interested in chemistry, right? Yo llamo a mi madre cada domingo. That's just another use of a personal. A nosotros nos gusta mirar los partidos de baloncesto de UVA, right? Okay, I don't know if you guys have a team or not, so sorry I didn't update that, but here we go. Más práctica. Okay, so tenemos gustar con 6 oraciones diferentes. So let's choose how we're going to write this. A Martina y a ti, blank la sopa de zanahoria. So a Martina and you like the soup, the carrot soup. So what are we going to put here? It's not me because Ami's not in there. It's not te because it's someone else and te. So what would that be? Les. Les gusta. Why is it gusta? Because sopa de zanahoria is singular. A mis hermanos y a mí, blank las hamburguesas. So my brothers and I like hamburgers. Hamburgers are pleasing to my brother and I. So it's not just me, it's my brothers and I, right? So nos gustan las hamburguesas. The hamburgers are doing the action of pleasing a nosotros. No como ni broccoli ni pimientos. No blank esas verduras. So I don't eat broccoli or peppers. So yo, I don't eat. So if I don't eat broccoli or peppers, I don't like these vegetables. So me, is it going to be gusta or gustan? Because remember, it only comes in 2 forms. Good. Gustan. Good. Blank gustar a ti la música hip hop. So we have a ti. So what does that only leave? One option. Te. Now is it going to be gusta or gustan? What is doing the action of pleasing? It's música hip hop. It's a whole category, but it's singular, right? C, blank, blank, mucho. So it's a direct answer to the question. So if I'm talking to you, then you would answer and say, sí, me gusta mucho, pero a mi novia, blank la música country. But my girl friend, le gusta la música country. Good. Y a nosotros, blank, gusta bailar en el club los fines de semana. So we like to dance in the club on the weekends, or dancing in the club on the weekends is pleasing to us. So nos gusta, because it's with a verb phrase, it's always singular. So how'd you do, chicos? This is a big concept, I know. All right, let's see if you can answer a question on your own to create with the language. So, ¿cuál es la comida que más te gusta? Para mí, la comida que más me gusta es bistec, or me gusta más el bistec. I like steak the best. Me gusta más el bistec. Me gusta pizza, pero me gusta más el bistec. ¿Te gusta el fútbol o el baloncesto or otro deporte? Which one do you like? So, me gusta mirar el baloncesto. Me gusta jugar el fútbol. ¿Qué te gusta hacer en el tiempo libre? Free time. A mí me gusta salir con mi familia. Me gusta comer en un restaurante. Me gusta pasar tiempo con mi familia. Good. Okay, chicos, we're almost finished. Remember, gustar, very important. Language is expressional. This is a great way to practice that. Please review this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Y hasta luego. Ciao.